Friends, myself Dr. Sanjay Niture, Assistant Professor in Zoology, Shivaji Mahavidyalaya, Udgir. Today we are learning here the biology of Katla Katla. What the biology of any organism is there. While we are learning the biology of any organism, it is necessary to learn the biology. While learning the biology, we will get the information about the organism, that what the importance of that organism is there, then what the classification of that animal is there, what the identifying characters are there, how where this organism is occurred or distributed, what the habit and habitat of this organism is there, what the feeding habits are there, how the reproduction is taking place when this organism get mature, what type of the fertilization it takes place in this organism, what is the fecundity and the spawning process. Similarly, after the fertilization or for fertilization, what the eggs and their size and how the structure of their juveniles, that all these things in a very brief way we are learning in the biology of any organism. The PPT here presented in a specific manner that those students who are interested to note down the notes. That's why all the points I have already mentioned in the PPT one. Actually, the PPT representation was not right to write all the points one, but just by considering the need of the students, the points they were mentioned in the PPT. So we'll move. What the importance of the Katla Katla is there? Katla Katla is one of the what we are calling as fastest growing Indian major carp. Carp means the fish which is of large size and present in fresh water and which has been consumed. That organisms we are calling as the carp. In India, there are the three species are there. They are included into the major carp, that is the Katla Katla, Labiorhita and Sirena mregala. These particular three major carps having its own importance, as the Katla is surface feeder, it remains in the water body in the surface layer of the water, whereas Labiorhita it is present in the mid portion, or it is called as the column feeder, whereas Sirena regala it feeds on the bottom one. That's why all these three species which are included into this Indian major carp, they are commercially important, because within a single pond all these three type of those fish species they can be reared, and they utilize all the what we are calling as niche of the pond one, all the what we are calling as layers of the pond. That's why this is a commercially important organism. Due to domesticated nature, they can be reared in any type of the ponds. As they are the surface feeder, they are herbivorous in nature. They are having a good market price. The consumer preference is good due to its what we are calling as delicious taste. It is most preferred species for the freshwater aquaculture in India. So this is a classification. You can go through the classification. It is from phylum Vertebrata, and then this is the bony fish. That's why it includes into class Teleostomi, then family Cyprinidae, genus Katla, species Katla. Identifying characters, that by which character we are going to identify. If you observe the fish very carefully, that time you see the fish is not so much laterally compressed, it is moderately compressed, it having the rounded abdomen. The dorsal profile, dorsal side, you see the dorsal profile is much more humped than the ventral side. When you see towards the head region, it is large with a superior or upturned mouth. Lower jaw being terminal, lips are thick, and the lips seems folded outwardly. Lips seems folded outwardly. Barbels are absent. The barbels they are present in Labiorhita fish one. They are having the paired and unpaired fins. There is the what we are calling as caudal fin and dorsal fin and anal fin. They are the unpaired fins, whereas pair of pectoral fins and pair of pelvic fins, they are the what we are calling as paired fins one. Body is covered by the cycloid scales. Body is greyish in dorsal side. So about distribution, this Katla where it is distributed. It is mainly or widely distributed in Indian subcontinents or in the Indian river system, They are the Ganga, Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Narmada, and Tapti. Almost in all the rivers, and even it is now domesticated in the ponds one. So it is available in all the parts. Apart from that, it is also found in the Padma river and its tributaries of Bangladesh, Indus rivers and its tributaries of Pakistan, and the Iravati river of Myanmar one. Originally, the Katla is a riverine fish, but it has been well established in the natural lakes and reservoirs. So, Zingran described about the distribution of the Katla, which starts from River Ganga network in the north and to the Krishna river down to the south one. What the habitat is there? The favorite habitat of Katla is the broad, deep pools of river in a natural condition, where they largely remain localized during winter and summer months. But in the month of what we are calling as monsoon, they move towards the ascending or they ascends the rivers during the local breeding period, or during the monsoon they move towards the origin of the what we are calling as the rivers one, to the origin side of the rivers. So that what we are calling as ascending movement of the fish. So Katla is also able to thrive in slightly brackish water and in low salinity region one. So you see what the adaptability of this fish is there. They are present in fresh water, they are present in northern India, they are present in southern India, in almost all type of the water bodies. What the feeding habit is there? That according to the Mukherjee and Mitra in 1945 and 1953, Katla is surface feeder. Generally, it is called as a surface feeder. But Chako and Kurian in 1948 described it is to be surface and mid-water feeder one. Later on, Natarajan and Zingran observed in 1963 that Katla is primary surface feeder. It is prone to explore all the layers of the water. So, if possible, they can utilize the food from all the layers of the food. According to them, the occurrence of the what we are calling as zooplankton in the gut primary indicates a surface feeding, whereas the occurrence of detritus mingled with sand, mud, and sorted vegetation indicates the bottom browsing habit of the Katla is there. Reproduction, while we're thinking, as being it is a heterosexual, sexes are separate, but though the sexes are separate, the sexual dimorphism is absent, means by external morphology we are not going to identify that this is the male or this is the female, except in the breeding season. In breeding season, the sexual dimorphism is seen because the male spectral fins becomes rough and larger than the females one. Female pectoral fins are smooth, and the male spectral fins, they are what we are calling as rough, where the female shows bulging abdomen and a swollen reddish vent. So if on the ventral side the abdomen is swollen and it is reddish one, that's usually characteristic of the females one. Perhaps the rough surface of pectoral fins could be helpful in griping the females during the sex play. What the maturity is there when they get mature? Generally, it is said that Katla attains a maturity at the end of second year of the life. Ali Khuni in 1957 mentioned that in the ponds, the Katla becomes mature in 22 months also, of the size 48 centimeter. While we are thinking about the fertilization is external. Both the male and female gives their eggs and sperms outside of the body one. Eggs are swept away by current and depending on the location of the spawning ground. Either spawning ground means where the fertilization takes place, that we are calling as the spawning ground. And the what the spawning is there? Simply the act in which the female gives eggs in the water and the male gives the sperm in the water, and the fertilization takes place in the water one, that we are calling as the spawning one, and the place is called as the spawning ground. So the spawning grounds, they may be the bunds, or they get washed down after spawning in the rivers. In the bund, large number of eggs are accumulated. About the fecundity means what the total number of the eggs per kg body weight of the fish or of the females one. Khan in 1929 found 4,27,000 eggs in Katla weighing of 5.1 kg. The number of eggs per kg body weight was estimated by him was 77,832 number. Natarajan and Jingran found the fecundity of the Katla vary from 2,30,000 to 4,20,000 depending upon the length and growth of the fish. So about the spawning season of Katla coincides with the southwest monsoon in the North India and Bangladesh, where it lasts for May to August. In the month of May to August, the spawning takes place, and in North Indo-Pakistan, it is from June to September. In South Indian rivers, the spawning season appears to be variable. So after spawning, what the eggs they were released, eggs are mostly spherical and rarely oval in shape. Uh, they are rarely oval, but they are what we are calling as spherical. They are transparent, light red in color. They are non-floating. They are not floating, or they are non-adhesive. They are not attaching to any substratum also. The yolk sphere contains no air globule, but a large perivitelline space. The diameter of fully ripened ovarian egg has been recorded 2.2 millimeter, and the fertilized eggs being laid in water was reported about 5.3 to 6.5 millimeter one. The embryo becomes prominent after 10 hours of fertilization, which measures about 2 millimeter in length. Generally, the miniature what developed from the what we are calling as fertilized eggs, it is within the 72 hours. That stage is called as the spawn, and it is used as a fish seed. If these spawns they are reared up to 15 days, again 2 to 4 millimeter size, the miniature is developed, that is called as the fry. And when the fry they are reared for about 3 months in the ponds, that time 5 to 10 centimeters sized the young ones they are developed, and they are called as the fingerlings. So the spawn, fry and fingerlings, they are called as the seeds of the fish. Thank you.